This video is made possible by Brilliant, a math and science problem-solving website that makes learning fun and rewarding. I recently came across the term emotional blackmail in a book of the same name by Dr. Susan Forward, and I think it's a very powerful concept. And unfortunately, it's a reality that a lot of people deal with. So I'm going to explore the concept in my own words. What is emotional blackmail, and why does it happen? As always, I'm going to explore these ideas through a dialogue. The following is a conversation between a monk and a student. Monk: if you want to thrive, protect yourself from emotional blackmail. Student: what's emotional blackmail? Emotional blackmail is when someone else makes you responsible for their feelings. And if you don't do what they want, they use obligation, guilt, and fear to pressure you into doing it. I think I know what you're talking about, but can you give me an example? If you don't do what someone wants, they may threaten you. Do what I say or else. That's regular blackmail. But emotional blackmail is closer to someone saying, make me feel good, or else I'll make you feel bad. For example, if you don't do what a parent, or a friend, or a partner says, they may refuse to talk to you until you do what they want. They're letting you know, if you don't take responsibilities for my feelings and make me feel good, I'm going to make you feel bad about it. Or they may threaten to harm themselves, or stop eating, or stop working, or quote, get sick, or quote, be depressed. And they'll make you feel at fault for all of it. They make themselves feel bad and claim you're the reason why. They hold your feelings hostage, and they use your empathy and compassion against you. You always tell me that if I want to understand an action, I need to understand the belief behind it. But what are the beliefs behind all of this? Why would someone choose to blackmail someone else? And why would someone allow themselves to be blackmailed in this way? I don't understand. Those are good questions. Let's start by looking at the blackmailer. Fundamentally, the blackmailer is entitled. They believe that others are responsible for their feelings. They believe others must act in a way that makes them feel good, rather than taking responsibility for their own feelings. Oh, that actually makes a lot of sense. What about the person who lets themselves be blackmailed? Why do they allow that? The blackmailer refuses to take responsibility for their own feelings, but the blackmailee is the exact opposite. They take responsibility for feelings that aren't their own. While the blackmailer wants everyone around them to act a certain way, the blackmailee wants everyone to feel a certain way. While the blackmailer feels entitled, the blackmailee feels like they owe a debt. While the blackmailer passes judgments, the blackmailee is always looking to be positively judged. They take the judgments of other people very seriously. If someone says to them, "You're a very selfish person," they believe it immediately. They think, "Am I selfish? I must be selfish. Why would someone say that if I wasn't? Oh God, I'm such a bad person. I need to fix this right now." While the blackmailer wants everyone to serve them, the blackmailee wants to serve everyone. They want to be liked and approved by everyone, and they'll do just about anything to get it. While the blackmailer believes what they say is the truth, the blackmailee believes that what others say about them is the truth. And while the blackmailer's mind is dominated by taking, the blackmailee's mind is dominated by giving. I'm starting to understand how these relationships come about, but it sounds like the blackmailer needs the blackmailee, and the blackmailee needs the blackmailer, right? So what's wrong with that? I'm not going to say there's anything right or wrong with it, but let's take a look at where it leads. A relationship like that is based purely on power, not love. It's mutual slavery, governed by domination and submission. And when a relationship is based on power, there's no intimacy. Intimacy arises when two people understand each other, are free to express their desires, and mutually satisfy one another. But a relationship dominated by emotional blackmail is always one-sided. One person's desires are always subordinated to the others. And there are other effects on each party too. The blackmailer becomes more and more delusional about their own entitlement, and they pin their entire happiness on the actions of someone else. Because they consider others to be responsible for their feelings, they are never in control of their own feelings. Meanwhile, the blackmailee becomes more and more hollow as a person. As they sacrifice their own desires for someone else, they start to lose themselves. They don't even know who they are anymore apart from the person they serve. Ultimately, the blackmailer is a slave to the actions of others, and the blackmailee is a slave to the feelings of others. Both parties aren't free. I see. But it sounds like you said there's another type of relationship, one based on love, not power. Why do some people not succumb to emotional blackmail? Because they're sovereign. What does that mean? A sovereign person realizes that they're responsible for their own feelings and desires. No one else can have ownership over their feelings, their desires, their thoughts, their speech, or their actions. They are the sole proprietors, the only owners of their own bodies. It's their natural birthright. They recognize that their body is a kingdom, that entire lineages and futures are contained within it, that it holds undiscovered works of art, theories, and inventions that are waiting to be shared with the rest of the world, that it has been entrusted with great resources that can benefit all of mankind, and they alone are the ruler of that kingdom, the spokesperson, the one that must govern it, manage it, speak for it, nurture it, and see that it thrives. And as an extension of this, they realize that they're not responsible for the feelings or desires of anyone else. And when you bring two sovereign people together, they can make the conscious choice to help each other meet their desires. They can create an alliance between two kingdoms. Through truthful speech, they can open up to each other about what they want and deeply understand one another. And they can help each other get what they want. And that's intimate. And that's deep. And that's a relationship built on the foundation of love, not power. As I said in the beginning, I recently came across the term emotional blackmail, and I really wanted to explore this concept in my own words and help popularize it. I originally came across it in the book, Emotional Blackmail, by Dr. Susan Forward, which I highly recommend if you or someone you know is dealing with emotional blackmail. It goes into depth about how to identify it and how to deal with it. If that's something you're interested in reading, I'll leave a link to the book in the description below. As always, this is just my opinion and understanding of emotional blackmail, not advice. Feel free to use this information however you like, and if you have a different take on it, I'd love to hear your perspective in the comments. And if you're looking for a gift to give the ambitious learner in your life, I recommend checking out this week's sponsor, Brilliant. Whether it's an inquisitive niece, an all-knowing parent, or the neighbor who seems to have everything, I know your curious loved ones of all ages will be excited to grow with Brilliant's interactive learning approach. Brilliant uses interactive puzzles to help you learn science, technology, and mathematics, and their platform is built off a simple yet effective principle. You learn best while solving problems in real time. Brilliant starts you off with simple problems, but they increase in difficulty bit by bit until before you even realize it, you've learned a fundamental concept in logic, science, math, or computer science. Check out this example from their newly redesigned logic course. Here you can actually drag and drop these cute little animated robots while solving fun logic puzzles. You'll start with the truth-seeking lesson, which seems almost obvious, but then you'll quickly learn how to incorporate advanced, multi-level thinking. Give the gift of learning to your loved ones by going to www.brilliant.org/freedominthought or use the link in the description below. And the first 200 people to use the link in the description below will be given 20% off the annual subscription for yourself or for someone else. As always, thanks for watching, happy holidays, and I'll see you next time.